flew out. I sat down in a boardroom of this hotel. He walked in, and I've never seen anything. I mean, he was 26 stone. He was like this. He sat down, couldn't hardly talk, sweating to the floor. Like, he's like, I'm going to come back. Expected. You know, you never really see a B sample come back negative when there's been a positive on the A sample. Sometimes it can happen if there's a contamination.
Eddie Hearn just dropped a bombshell. Whispers of a secret €1 million deal between Usyk and Parker. If true, this raises serious questions about integrity and transparency, shaking the very foundation of heavyweight boxing politics.
I think he is in some situations, but people change. Do you know what I mean? And I see a lot of what happens behind the scenes, you know, with demand.
And it gets even more intriguing when Eddie reveals what Joseph Parker privately confessed. Here's the twist. Parker himself confirmed details directly to Hearn. That admission turns speculation into reality, casting Usyk's supposed dominance under serious suspicion. Suddenly, the politics behind the scenes look dirtier than ever.
To him after the fight, I said, what do you think? Like, who's got it? And he went, you joking? I went, no. He went, Usyk's clear with him. And I was like...
And just when doubts start to swirl, Johnny Nelson steps in with his own blunt reaction. Nelson cuts through the noise. If this deal really happened, it's a disgrace. Boxing's money divide is already glaring, and a shady agreement like this would only widen the gap, leaving fans questioning the sport's fairness.
Is with him, then shame on him. Bucks. So everybody thinks fighters are... It's only 5% of fighters that are on mad money. 95% of fighters are not on mad money. When Junior did his gesture and it fell on deaf ears, and neither Conor or Eddie, and I'm not just picking those two, I'm talking your Franks, I'm talking everybody, no promoter has ever given that gesture, done that gesture to say, you know what, the fight's fallen through, you know, we'll make some money on the next fight. There's a gesture. I'm not expecting a promoter to dig in his pocket.
Yeah, but
they weren't big. They weren't big as we think they were. Colossal was huge.
Yeah, they were combination
huge.
punches, AD. They were combination punches.
Duke McKenzie's reaction is blunt. Two elite fighters tarnishing their reputations with backroom deals is unacceptable. Boxing thrives on competition, not secret pacts. If this exposure holds, both Usyk and Parker risk irreparably damaging their legacies.
I need to be educated more to give a fair comment on it. All I can say is about this is fair.
Johnny Nelson simplifies the argument. Fair is fair, unfair is unfair. If Usyk and Parker truly entered the so-called €1 million arrangement, it shatters the fundamental trust of boxing. Fans demand genuine competition, not outcomes whispered about behind closed doors.
Right now, obviously, the legal teams are speaking with the board. They have to be comfortable as well to obviously sanction the fight, and we'll see how it unfolds.
Eddie Hearn openly suggests that legal teams and sanctioning bodies are already involved, intensifying suspicions of a fixed arrangement. If the board has to step in, this so-called secret deal isn't gossip. It's a serious threat to the credibility of heavyweight boxing.
Then I trust the boxing board when it comes to that kind of thing, because remember, if anything bad happened, they will be liable as well for letting this go ahead. So all these things have got to be taken into account.
And Johnny Nelson's frustration grows, questioning whether cheating is creeping into the sport. His anger is clear. He trusts the boxing board, but even that trust is tested when accusations like Eddie Hearn surface. If Usyk and Parker truly had a secret financial deal behind the scenes, it's no longer just about two fighters. It's about whether the governing bodies failed their duty, allowing such underhanded dealings to slip through the cracks. Damages reputations and puts the entire sport at risk. If something shady is uncovered, liability doesn't just fall on the fighters, it lands squarely on the board that allowed it to happen.
If it was me, take his license away. You know, because you cannot cheat in the sport of boxing. Not if you're going to put on a pair of gloves.
And Duke McKenzie doesn't hold back, demanding the ultimate punishment if the claims prove true. McKenzie goes straight for the jugular. If cheating or fixing is at play, take their licenses away. No hesitation, no compromise. Eddie Hearn's revelations have sparked a storm, and McKenzie's reaction shows just how damaging this situation is. Boxing is built on trust between fighter, fan, and governing body, and once that trust breaks, the sport crumbles. If Usyk and Parker truly agreed to manipulate outcomes through financial pacts, this is bigger than a rivalry. It's a scandal undermining the very soul of the fight game. In Mackenzie's eyes, there's only one solution: strip them immediately.
Take stuff like that. I think it's, I just think it's really messed up and I think that if someone will encourage a fighter to do that, I think they should be banned as well as the fighter. You know what I mean? Why would you encourage someone to, how I see it is this, you're doing something like that, somebody can get seriously hurt.
Buddy McGirt doesn't mince words. He's furious at even the hint of scripting a fight or pushing fighters into secret deals. His point is simple but deadly serious. This isn't just about money, it's about lives. Boxing is brutal, unforgiving, and dangerous enough without fighters stepping into the ring under false pretenses. If Eddie Hearn's revelations about Usyk and Parker's secret deal are true, both the fighters and anyone who enabled it deserve bans. Why? Because the consequences go beyond reputations. Someone could get seriously hurt if integrity is ignored. McGirt's outrage echoes the fans' perspective. Nobody wants to see a fight compromised before the first punch is thrown.
Because they're conning the public. They're making something, making up something. So then we put...
And as tempers flare, Frank Warren takes the stage. Calling the whole thing outright lies, Warren fires back with venom, branding the story absolute lies, and accusing Eddie Hearn of conning the public.
Stop right there. Even before I seen this script, that's exactly what was going to happen. Like, what else would happen?
Tony Jeffries delivers a sharp observation. He claims that even before seeing the so-called script, the outcome was obvious. And that's where Eddie Hearn's expose hits hardest. If insiders like Jeffries could already predict how things would play out, doesn't that suggest something deeper at work? Boxing thrives on unpredictability, yet here's a narrative that feels written in advance, fueled by secret deals and whispered promises. Jeffries' frustration mirrors the fans' concerns. When fights start looking like foregone conclusions, you strip away the essence of the sport. Usyk and Parker are supposed to represent competition at the highest level, but this shadow of €1 million arrangement makes everything feel rehearsed, controlled, and soulless. That's why this reveal isn't just controversial, it's poisonous for the credibility of heavyweight boxing.
Let me just stop right there. Even before I seen this script, that's exactly what was going to happen. Like, what else would?
Eddie Hearn's revelation takes things to another level. Both Usyk and Parker requested the same arrangement, and once that was in motion, the entire boxing world was tipped off. This isn't speculation anymore. It's confirmation that something orchestrated was happening behind the curtain. When two elite fighters agree on conditions that benefit them outside the ring, it's no longer sport, it's performance. Fans don't pay to watch business deals unfold. They pay to see a fight that's raw, unpredictable, and authentic. Eddie's words expose the heart of the problem. If everyone was aware, the integrity of the event was compromised long before it went public. What was sold as a battle between warriors risks being remembered as a show scripted for profit.
Both guys requested it, so everybody gets alerted at the same time. The story this morning broke obviously after people were aware of that situation.
So here we are, the heavyweight division hanging under a cloud, thanks to Eddie Hearn's shocking revelations. If what he's exposed is true, Usyk and Parker's supposed €1 million pact isn't just a side note, it's a stain that could haunt them forever. Fans don't pay their hard-earned money to watch business transactions dressed up as fights. They pay to see warriors put it all on the line with nothing scripted, nothing fixed. And that's why this exposo cuts so deep. For Usyk, a man praised for his purity and skill, even whispers of secret dealings chip away at his aura of greatness. For Parker, it confirms what many suspected, that he'll take shortcuts if it keeps him relevant in the title picture. Hearn's bombshell has forced the boxing world to question who is playing it straight and who is bending the rules. This is bigger than belts, rankings, or paydays. It's about trust. Once fans believe fights are compromised, the sport loses its soul. So here's the burning question. Is Eddie Hearn exposing the ugly truth behind heavyweight boxing, or is this just another promotional smokescreen? Drop your thoughts below, because this debate is only just beginning.